and welcome to the F1 IRL 100% tiers British Grand Prix. We have lots of drivers in for tonight's race, but before we do, I need to ask Will for the standings. Now, we do have a couple of new drivers in, most notably Ozone Leclerc. Now he's quite quick, but he's gonna have to do a lot of work tonight because he is in the Williams, and it would be really good if he were to make up quite a few positions throughout the race. But I just need to get Will to send me the standings, and then I can tell you guys that, and then we're all good to go. Because I don't know what standings are like at the moment. If you guys haven't already, make sure to follow F1 IRL on Twitch so you know automatically when we are streaming all of our races. So as that, follow us on Twitter if you haven't already, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is never used. Also check us out on Facebook. And of course, this week's races are sponsored by Dpad Game and Accessories, which are one of the best places to get your game and accessories. They have a wide range of grips and cables, and it's very, very good, very cheap as well, and you can get them in a lot of colours as well. Like, personally, I like the green. It goes well with my controller. So be sure to check them out, and but before you do, enjoy our racing tonight, and hopefully it will be an exciting race. Of course, the British Grand Prix is one of the best tracks on the calendar, in my opinion. It just provides some really good racing, and also I still haven't got the standings, but yeah, we have in the lobby, we have 13 drivers for tonight at the moment. There might be more coming in. We have Hyper Shadow 699, Jacko number 1, Ferrari F1 Team 5, Fatal Defiance 12, Scartrix Badge Soars with a 4 instead of an A, but the second A isn't a 4, which makes them weird-ish. 3 Beetle 01, Coles Colsey B666, GK Phantom, Ozone Leclerc, Just Mr. Peanut, Lee Pratt 07, Looney Moo. There are all the drivers who are racing tonight, and we could get some more during qualifying, I don't know, and all the drivers are readying up now. And I actually want Ozone Leclerc to get a podium now, because he says if I get a podium I will go bold. Noted. Literally the entire population of this planet has noted that Ozone Leclerc's gonna go bold. Anyway, we are getting ready for this qualifying session here. Remember, it is realistic pace and a lot more realistic rules than some of the other tiers, because this is actually probably my favourite tier, because so much action happens on track and it's really good, all the races, and plus with the twice as long as being the other races, it might get boring if the race isn't going that well, but when there is consistent action right the way through, it is really good. And as I said, remember to check out Dpad Game and Accessories for your grips and cables. We're just waiting for all the drivers to ready up now. We're just waiting on 3 Beetle 01. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues in terms of getting into qualifying here. But unfortunately, I don't have somebody commentating with me tonight. But obviously, one of the last times I was commentating, I did have in the rest of the world here, I did get a couple of drivers in to commentate with me during the race, but I don't expect that this race, but it might be nice. Anyway, we have started qualifying. The green flag is out, and all 13 drivers are going to be wanting to put in their best laps possible and to get on pole at this British Grand Prix circuit. Of course, the British Grand Prix circuit is the most historic. It is the first location to ever hold a Formula 1 race. And who's going to come out of the pits first? Nobody's really coming out at the moment. Anyway, this pit complex was built for the 2011 season, which is when the first time this pit straight was used. Apart from that, there has not, after the previous season's track layout change, where they got rid of corners like Abbey and they replaced it. So the track was a bit longer, which meant the race had to be put down to 52 laps, and I do quite enjoy it. As we can hear one car getting ready, it looks like it is Colsey B who's going to be getting out on track first in this session, and in the Mercedes he's going to be hoping to have a better performance tonight than his previous efforts. And Jay Carty, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're going to enjoy the race. I always enjoy streams where I'm involved or my brother's involved. But look at the amount of cars going out on track right now. It's like a train. I don't know if that's staged or not by the owners or not, but 3 Beetle currently at the front of that pack, and he's holding them all up behind him. I wouldn't want to be at the back of that train, because there will be a lot of drivers in front of you that you don't want them blocking your lap. Preferably you'd only want to be behind one driver to get that extra slipstream and DRS, but might have to be a teammate. I might have to need to get a 2 off them. So already we're up to 7 viewers. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the race tonight, and hopefully we will see a lot of action tonight. There's 52 laps ahead of us, but before that we have 15 more minutes of this qualifying session as all the drivers are getting ready to start their first laps. Listen, oh my word, it's a bottle for 3 Beetle. He's out of the session already. He got it wide at the exit of the Magson section and slammed into that inside wall. That's a disaster for him. But one of the most interesting things is that we have one driver currently out on the blue striped hard tyres, which is interesting to say the least. Be interesting to see what he can do. So he has got his teammate behind him, and I imagine just Mr. Peanut would let him through. But we're going to be watching Badger Shores here in his first lap now. And we might have another we might have Ozone B-Dunk joining us. It's fine by me. I mean, just needs to get Will's approval, but I don't think Will's here, so I don't think it would mind that. I don't think it would matter that much. B-Dunk. So hopefully he'll be in by the end of this. Okay. Okay. I think we've had an issue with the broadcast. So I've been disconnected, or I don't know what's happened. Bear with me. I will try and contact a couple of drivers. Oh dear me. Thank you, Scartrix. Full respect to that. Thank you for inviting me back to session, and so if I don't do a disconnect again, GK Phantom, same. The lobby has crashed. No, Will, it's not the lobbies. Will, is it okay if B-Junk joins me in the comms for this? As like a last minute thing. But this is very difficult to... And we do have the championship standings from Will. Currently leading the championship is Scartrix, 6 points in front of Kaiser Bob, who isn't in the lobby so in this session, and Ozone Leclerc's bottled it! The predictions from literally everyone in Ozone is correct. El Pratt's third. He's going to be wanting to beat out his teammate during this race, and he is... As Colsey B is currently fast in the session. He's only 0.02 of a second ahead of Lee Pratt, but not anymore, because he's now improved his time. Hyper Shadow goes fastest now for 129.2. Not just less than 2 times faster, but wait, in fourth is Badger Source. He's on equal points with Lee Pratt, and in fifth is Hyper Shadow, and he's 45 points behind. And further 8 points is Ross PGM. But then you have Field Defiance, Peanut, Ferrari F1 Team, Jack number 1, Losing Moo, Colsby, 3 Beetle, Ozone Leclerc, Benjamin Prime, Dizzy Haskell, and TDH Will. Will. Okay, well, I know the signings are in the chat, just read them out. But can I do comms with B-Dunk? Can B-Dunk join the comms? Because you know how boring it is trying to do 100% commentary by yourself. You sort of run out of things to say. It feels a bit lonely sometimes, because you can't guarantee an amazing race every time. As Lee Pratt comes to the pits, he's going to be happy with that first little stint of his session. Unfortunately, we haven't had any action really that much, and you see Looney Moo, another driver on the hard tires, and looks like Looney Moo's going to be starting another lap here, and get starting this lap down to turn 1. There's going to be so little grip through there, especially in the Haas. And turn 2 looks like he's nailed that as well. And oh, you can just see how little grip that car has, sliding out like mad through turn number 3. As you go down this long straight here, you've got to make sure that you get as best exit as possible, because it will compromise the top end speed on the exit of, on the entry to the next corner. You need to be as quick as possible through there to maximise the top speed, and in turn lose lap time or gain lap, whatever way you want to put it. Will's not responding to anything I'm asking him. B-Dunk has asked now in the chat. Hello, B-Dunk. Jacko's in the pits, and coming through the final few corners of this track, through Stowe we go, and can Looney Moo improve? Well, not improve, get a good lap in. He comes through the final corner now, it's a 131.3. He's 8 tenths slower than the car next to him. who is, by the way, on the same set of tyres as him, you can see that the fastest runners, the two fastest runners are on the softs, then the three ones behind them are on the mediums, and then the two behind them on the hards. So the tyres definitely coming into account. B-Dunk, I'll just invite you. Will's not responding, I assume we'll see. Yes, then. Join us in the comms for the race. Make sure you enable your audio. Yeah, I have invited you. So anyway, 8 drivers setting laps now in the session, and Jacko number 1 is about to start his lap, and he's currently out on the soft tyres, the fastest of the 3 compounds. This should be the best lap this session if you can pull it together. But having to break through turn 1, now with the Red Bull having that much downforce, it's quite interesting. Badgesaurus goes in second in the Haas. It's a good lap for him. He's only 3/10 off pole position. And you have to remember that you're going to have difficulties for the 2 drivers who have retired from the session, Ozone Leclerc and 3 Beetle 01. Especially Ozone Leclerc, because he is in the slowest car. And he chose it, and he said he wants the challenge. And oh, that's very shaky out of there. And
Hi boys.
Has joined us. All
Yep,
right.
I am in the lobby, and I will be helping with Scott for the commentary for this race, for the British Grand Prix.
Thank you. Remember to be fair and impartial.
Yep.
Although how difficult it might be tonight.
I'll try my best, my dude. So, we're on board with just Mr. Peanut, who's came out of the final DRS straight into the final few corners to try to improve his lap on a set of mediums. He's around the final corner. Is he going to improve on his minute 29.8 he has? No. He hasn't. It looks like he just went backwards on my screen.
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers lagging currently in the session. Let's hope it doesn't have any issues. So, GME is quite happy that you're in the broadcast.
Yep. My first run at commentating, so I'm always up for something new, so we're gonna go on board with GK Phantom, who's coming down the DRS straight now. Hopefully to improve his time. He is on the softs.
Bear in mind, B-Dunk, that not everyone no one in the broadcast can see your point of view, so it would be advisable to say, now as we can see.
Yep.
It's really annoying when people do that. Because
Scotrix has just left the session.
Oh dear. I will invite him back because he did to me.
Trying to look for some people. See who's on laps. Badges, it looks like he's on a lap.
Oh, Cozy B is in the...
Cozy.
He's off the track.
Yep. Looks like he dropped it though.
Yeah. Not having the best day, but he is 3rd on the grid at the moment, which is it was a good lap from him. But
it was a decent lap.
Definitely, he can improve on that.
There's definitely some time on the cards.
It's about 3 seconds you might have there. Badgesaurus starts his lap, coming through turn 2 to flat out, almost kink now. But this section of corners that she's going through, this first sector has only existed in Grand Prix since the 2010 season. So
yellow flags in sector 3. No, it's just a Renault.
It's probably just be able to find going slow. Hyper Shadow looks to be on the lap as well. Magisaurus has really slowed it down. So
the Haas is out.
He's retired.
He's retired.
He's retired from the session. He didn't drop it, he just left session. Well, he retired from the session on his own accord.
And speaking of it, there goes the other Haas.
Yes.
Old Haas is retired from the session.
We only have got 3 minutes. This qualifying session just flew by. What can Hyper Shadow do? Can he improve on his lap? He is on the soft tire shit again. He's using up all of his softs. I'd imagine a good strategy. I don't know strategies around this track. I have barely raced on this game.
I think Hyper has backed off his lap because he has a full ERS battery. May have invalidated the first one of the lap.
We should be getting more viewers in now because Will just tweeted the race, and for those of you who are only joining now, remember that this race is sponsored by Dpad Gaming Accessories, the best place to get all the essential gear for your gaming, like grips and cables, all for very cheap prices as well. So make sure to check them out after this race. Hyper Shadow crosses the line now. He's not going to improve. He's a 130, so drivers aren't going really fast, to be honest. Colsey B, he's looking for pole position. He only needs to get maybe a second on the board, and then he's fine. It's not looking the best for Maggots and Beckett's.
He's very cautious with Maggots and Beckett's, making sure he does not invalidate the lap.
Or drop it. Because we're getting like a lot of sliding, because if you take too much speed into one corner, you go into the next corner, and then you slide, and then you ruin the tires, you lose time.
Yep. You do not want to compromise your tires.
Will has left a link to Dpad Gaming Accessories in the chat, and also remember to use code F1IRL for a 10% discount, so it's even cheaper. Isn't that a deal?
Save 10%. Imagine. That's like loose change right there. Put that towards saving up for F1 2019. Coming out within the next month.
But Cole TV does improve, but he's still third position. But he's in a better chance at keeping third. But now we can see field 5. Is he on the lap? No.
Hyper Shadow is about to finish his lap.
Hyper Shadow again. He's piling around the track. I think he's had like 4 laps around the circuit now.
Coming around the final corner, is he gonna improve? Nope. 128.7. Up. Yellow flag. Sector 2. Colsey.
Anyway,
off the track.
Scartrex has got back into the session. He's gonna set his first and final lap in the session now. What can he do? Can he get into the top 3 potentially on the grid? He does show some great pace. He is a championship leader. You do have to remember that. On 85 points, as he just passes GK Phantom or Hyper Shadow. I don't know who that was. I'd imagine it was Hyper Shadow.
Yep. Let's see who's on laps right now.
We're currently watching Scartrex in his lap.
Yeah, Tim's on his final lap. Maybe he can get up on the boards. Get up a little higher.
That is so good through there. Just making sure to touch that curb in the exit before blasting in to that fast right-hander, which was turn 1 just a few years ago. But in the sector 2, he's still got great pace at the moment as he's down the Kennel Straight.
And hop on board the Red Bull
no, that's
right
not.
here.
No, that's not the Kennel Straight. That's the Spa Frankish.
Jack, number 1 goes fastest with a 128.5 in the Red Bull. Can Scartrex get amongst the likes of him?
Yes, come through the final corner now. Can Scartrex get on pole? No, he can't. He's in P5. Still really good in the Toro Rosso. And Jack,
his
number
teammate
1 in
Elprat's
the
on a
Red
lap.
Bull. Doing really well. What can Elprat do? He's currently 3rd in the championship with 75 points. See, in the Toro Rosso is a lot slower than the Ferrari and the Red Bull, so he has a disadvantage on overall pace because remember this is on realistic pace. 2nd place for Elprat. What a lap!
Phantom Can GK Phantom get up there? He's about
Yeah, in the
to come to the
Ferrari.
final corner.
Faster than the two cars which he has to beat here.
He
And he
won!
does beat them. So it's 128.4 for GK Phantom. And he is going to be your pole sitter for the F1 IRL Dpad Gear and Accessories British Grand Prix 100% here.
Solid lap from GK there. It's going to be much needed for him if he wants a good chance at this race. Of winning this race, I should say.
Showing pace. But usually have to remember that he is in one of the fastest cars.
But still, he can't take away from the fact that was a good solid lap from him. So,
Yeah.
it's a good decent
Still
chance to
very
win
good
that
lap.
race.
Anyway, your grade for the race is GK Phantom pole, Jacko number 1 second, L Pratt 3rd, Hyper Shadow 4th, Badgersaurus 5th, Just Mr. Peanut 6th, Scarswick 7th, Colsey B 8th, FEL Defiance 9th, Looney Moo 10th, Ozone Leclerc 11th, 3 Beetle 12th, and Ferrari F1 Team 13th. I don't know if he disconnected from the session. He probably did.
He did not.
Because it
He
doesn't
was the
say
only
no time
person.
next to his name.
Yeah. No, he just has a bunch of dashes. So he probably disconnected from the session.
As well as that, it's quite disappointing for Colsey B because he was 3rd position and now he's dropped down all the way to 8th on the grid. So
Overcast skies
all
for the
drivers
race.
setting in fast time. Yes. If anybody knows what the weather conditions are, could you please tell me in the chat?
Could we see some rain?
That'd be very
It looks
helpful.
like it's about to rain.
Or, I mean, it's typical British weather. It always looks like it's raining. But
It always looks like
I
it's
mean-
overcast in Britain.
like, you go outside and like, oh, it's just a cloudy day. Whereas literally everywhere else in the world, oh, it's a cloudy day. Oh no, it's raining. Except Scotland, maybe.
So, heading into this race, Scott, who do you think is going to come out on top and win this race?
Personally, for me, I think actually, GK Phantom is going to win from pole here, unless something happens to him, which is always a possibility. None of the drivers are actually ready yet for the race, which means once one driver readies up, like just Mr. Peanut there, we now have 30 seconds for all the other drivers to get ready before the start of this race.
They
And,
got their strategy set up, and they got to get their do some final tweaking in the
Fuel.
car before they get on the grid to start the formation lap.
maybe adding a
So-
bit more downforce Ozone Leclerc.
Yep. If you guys want to see
In
Ozone
case.
Leclerc go bald, you better hope he finishes on the podium.
Yes. But,
Now I hope there's a chaotic race. Oh, and nope, formation lap.
remember I'm doing the start.
Beatles already got disqualified off the start of the formation lap.
Rain
I
expected
think-
for the race, says TDH Will. So it's not
No.
just British weather. It is going to rain.
Wow. That is going to be very spicy, and that's going to change things up for the race. Personally, for this race, I think I'm going to have my money on that Red Bull guy. Jacko, number 1. He did show some strong pace in qualifying, and I feel like he can back this up in a race and overtake Phantom off the start. And hopefully keep it together. No pressure, bud.
Jamie says he didn't realise it was a 100% 100% race. Also, Scott, leave that for later. Leave what for later? Well, Jamie, sit yourself down and relax and get a cup of tea.
Grab
or
yourself a
something
Bob
like that.
cup of tea, maybe a bag of popcorn, and sit back and enjoy because we got 52 laps around this track. And it's predicted to rain as well, so.
And Will
Let's see
says,
who's-
yep, these guys are committed. Yes, we are. We're going to sustain a very good race. I know off the track was that.
And the Renault.
Oh dear me. Magisaurus has been disqualified. Just Mr. Peter's been disqualified. Colsey B has been disqualified. Fatal Defiance has been disqualified.
It's raining actually. If you
yeah, it's starting to rain already. Oh my word!
They're gonna be starting on dry tires.
Who's starting on wet?
They're gonna be starting on dry tires and it's gonna go right to wet. That is definitely gonna change things up. Let's see who's gonna be able to adapt to these changing conditions.
The driver who's probably in the worst position right now is Looney Moo because he's starting on the hard tires. Everyone else apart from Fatal Defiance as well is starting on the softs. Fatal Defiance is starting on the mediums. So this is going to really shake up the start of this race. So anyway, we have the lights coming on now. And we are about to get going for the Dpad Game Accessories F1 IRL 100% British Grand Prix. It is go for the race. It was a very good start for GK Phantom. He's trying to pull away. El Pratt on the outside is turn 1. That's a great movement. But off the track goes so many cars. So much chaos there. I don't know if that's lag, and off goes to Williams of Ozone Leclerc. He's completely cut across the track. He's got a 3-second penalty to add to his woes. And the 2.5 making contact there. Don't know which one it was there actually, but it's GK Phantom who's a convincing lead, and in the background, oh my word, 3 Beetles absolutely did it Kimi Raikkonen style there. Absolute carnage on this opening lap.
These guys are really struggling to grip on a cold track, and it's going to be starting to rain any second now, so this is really going to spice things up. Oh, it is raining. Alright, well I did not see that.
Oh, off the track goes to... Oh, that's GK Phantom, it's the wall! GK Phantom from the lead of the race at the start here has absolutely bottled it.
He has damage, he did not lose his wheel. He did not lose his wheel, so he can make it back to the pits and fix that up.
And El Pratt and Jacko number 1 side by side down this straight, which I always keep calling the Kendall straight, despite the Hanger straight. Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry.
El Pratt's got it. Oh, they're still side by side.
Contact. Oh man, El Pratt stays in the lead of the race. A very good overtake there. Scartrix in third. You can see the rain.
5-second stop.
What on earth has Colsey B did? Colsey B has just swiped across the track and has absolutely cut that corner in a way which you wouldn't expect to.
Scartrix is fighting with Jacko for second.
Yeah, you can see how much the difference this race will. How much of a difference.
He's in the switch stream. He's gonna go down the inside.
Gonna try it on the outside, maybe. Maybe a cut back, as you can see. The Renault. Just Mr. Peanut's getting involved. Oh, look at that! Just Mr. Peanut completely taken him by surprise, and he's gone into the gravel for a good measure. But Ozone Leclerc's had a good start. He's moved up to P5. He's got the 2 cars battling behind him. Magisaurus passing Hyper Shadow. Hyper Shadow going off the track there. And he's binned it nearly at the same corner in which his teammates spun around. And GK Phantom.
The McLaren is
what is GK Phantom doing?
The McLaren's on
wet tires? That's a very strange one. I mean, you're not Gasly. As you can see, just Mr. Peanut trying to go for second place. It's very close there. Now, I think the cut time to go into the pits, as you can see, Jacko goes into the pits. He's taking a huge race. Oh, that's absolutely ruined that there. He gets a 5-second stop go for Scartrix. I don't know if Jacko's got one as well, because he definitely just... DRS has been enabled. I mean,
let me check for you.
Obviously, the way that people tell when it's time to come in for wet tires. No, no, Jacko's been held up in the pits by all the other drivers coming in. Most of the field are into the pits.
Well, here's good news for Jacko. He does not have a 5-second stop goes for speeding in the pits, so he's good on penalties at the moment.
Ozone Leclerc's jumped a couple of cars as well. And,
there's
a yellow flag in sector 1, and I think just Mr. Peanuts went for a spin somewhere. He's absolutely ruined his tyres.
The rain is
he has no grip.
Peanut and Dpad are going to be struggling on those tires. The same thing applies
And that's
to
Beetle.
Ferrari
He
and
spun
Phantom.
round. He spun round, and that's a disaster for him. He was not having a good race whatsoever. What can Dpad do? I think Dpad has bottled it as well.
Well, I say now next lap, I think he's gonna lose quite a bit of time, but I don't think he might be that far behind. He's probably gonna slot in behind Hyper Shadow and his teammate. He's probably gonna slot in somewhere through there, on there.
And there's a yellow flag, and it's Ozone Leclerc. He's battling
Ozone's fighting.
Jacko for third place. Come on, buddy! Get third! Please get third and go.
The side by side going into
Ozone
Abby.
Leclerc on the inside. Oh no, that was close. That was too close.
Oh,
and
still.
Don't know what's happened. Hyper Shadow's left the session.
Did he lag out?
Yeah, I think so. Can you send him an invite?
The Force India has crashed into the wall, and he is out of there.
Oh, Ferrari F1 team. But Dpad comes into the pits. He's lost so much time from that. And see how much twitching there is there from just Mr. Peanut. He's coming to the pits now. And Free Beetle's also into the pits, but his race is completely over if you have to ask me.
Toro Rosso's now in the pits. He's put on the inters, and the Renault's also in the pits. How much time are they going to lose for staying out an extra lap? The Red Bull is going to get him.
Jacko takes the lead. Ozone Leclerc's in second place! Yes! Yes!
Dpad slots ahead of
he's off the track!
Shadow.
He's off the track! Oh my word! Okay, calm down. Imagine the scenes if he gets a podium here. I mean, I think he'll be kicked from Ozone if he doesn't go gold.
Badger's just got a 3-second time penalty. And he's in third place right now. Dpad's only 2.5 seconds behind him.
And Hyper Shadow, of course, battling despite the fact he's ghosted. Can you invite him back to the race?
Yep, I just invited him earlier.
Okay, let's hope he gets in. Mr. Peanut's fighting 8th place.
Hyper Shadow's in now.
Yes, that's him in.
Ghosted.
So Fatal Defiance is closed in on him after all that. But terrible strategy call from Dpad, and Fatal Defiance is going off the track. There is Hyper Shadow. He lost it on the exit there.
He's all the back of Hyper Shadow. Could he spot a move down the straight? That rain is
down
really
the
down.
hanger straight and not the canal straight.
Yeah, hanger straight. Oh, he just lets him by. He knows he has the better. He knows he has the better pace. He's not gonna fight him. I mean, this is a long race, you know. There's 52 laps, so we're only in lap 4. So he's playing the long game. Do you think we might be going to full wet conditions? Or do you think it's gonna stay at intermediates?
We might.
Because it looks like the rain is really chucking down.
Badgersaurus is only a few tenths back from Ozone Leclerc. This is a battle for second place. It's unrealistic pace, Jamie. Obviously, Badgersaurus needs a much faster car than Ozone Leclerc. It is actually amazing how he's ended up in second. So he's had a great start to the race. Just missing out on Luna Moog again, 3 second penalties.
They both got 3 seconds. It could cost them later down the road.
Ferrari F1 team's left.
He's crashed.
He was the one who crashed out.
Yep.
Let's keep an eye. Really.
Let's keep an eye on Leclerc and Badger battle for second. I think they both have 3 seconds penalties because Ozone Leclerc got a 3-second time penalty for
he got a 3-second one on lap 1 after running into the grass.
Peanuts up
and
to 7th.
There's a yellow flag in sector 2, and that's Hyper Shadow. He's had a spin, probably at the corner before.
It looks like he has front wing damage, so he's gonna have to whip back to the pits.
And Vagisaurus now only 5 tenths back from Ozone Leclerc. Ozone Leclerc really bringing on the pace in that Williams is really impressive. Oh, cutting right over the curb there is Vagisaurus. That's not the right line through that final corner.
That final corner can be really tricky in the rain, so... GK Phantom gets a 3-second
GK
penalty.
Phantom.
As he's trying to limp back to the pits.
He's had an absolutely horrible race, GK Phantom. Started from pole, and on lap 1, spun, hit the inside wall, and
now he's down on 11th right now, outside of the points.
Vagisaurus has actually dropped back to Ozone Leclerc. Hyper Shadow's coming on out to the pits on wet tires. That's
he's on
interesting.
wets?
And
Maybe
yellow
might be some of
flag
the
in
wets from
sector
that
1.
first
What's
race.
happened? I'd imagine 3 Beatles made a mistake somewhere. So he's the only one who was in sector 1.
OZB maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I did not catch that, so...
Neither did I. We're still watching this battle for second place.
Oh,
so
that
this
has
the closest
really
battle on
close to
track.
that Williams.
Take a look at this. Vagisaurus closing in on the Williams here. He's getting closer and closer and closer.
3-second penalty.
And you can see how slow he has to go through Stove. It's a very fast corner dry, and you can see how much twitching that was on the exit. And
that goes to show that these drivers
tail.
are really fighting the wheel and trying to keep these cars stable in these conditions. These can be really treacherous conditions. I don't know, it can be really tricky on pad sometimes, trying to fight the thumbstick.
Pad is so difficult in the game. You don't even know. Anyway,
yes.
Scartrix is close on his teammate Elprat on the battle for P4.
Do you think they might initiate some team orders here and let Pratt through? Or do you think they're gonna, Scortrix through? My bad. Because Scortrix is first in the championship. Hyper Shadow.
And Hyper Shadow is out. What's happened to him?
Yep. And
we're gonna go on board with.
And the power
he's been that somewhere at Beckett's. And Ozone Leclerc is actually keeping up with the Red Bull in first place.
And if you didn't notice already, the Toro Rossos did a switcheroo, so Scortrix is now up to P4, now closing down to Badger. He might be on a chance for a podium if he can keep it down, keep it clean. Not many battles going on track. The field's mostly split out. I mean, the two Toro Rossos are within a second of each other, and so is the battle for second between Leclerc and Badger.
Badger just hasn't had the pace to keep up with Leclerc. And he is keeping up kind of, but he's not getting close enough to make a pass.
Dirty air could be a factor as well, despite being in these treacherous conditions.
There's nowhere near as much slipstream in the wet, and the wet really does separate the good drivers from the bad. You can see completely avoiding the racing line through turn number 2 there was Ozone Leclerc very wide. He's lost a few tenths through there.
Yep, these conditions separate the boys from the men, as through Beetle gets a 3-second penalty. I mean, he's down in dead last anyways by quite some margin on those wets. I'm surprised he's still running.
Yeah, and a disastrous race for the McLaren driver. The only McLaren driver currently racing tonight. But Vagisaurus still trying to keep up with Ozone Leclerc. Ozone Leclerc's dropped back nearly a second to leader of the race, Jacko number 1.
He is doing a good job keeping the Haas behind him though. If he can keep this up
he's not doing a good job keeping the hair.
40-some laps, he can get second here. I mean, is it supposed to clear up towards the end of the race, or is it going to be like this for the rest of the race? Again, could we be going on the wets? Because it is chuckling. Oh, Leclerc makes a mistake! Leclerc makes a mistake. He's down to P3.
Can Leclerc fight back on the inside? Coming down towards Stowe. He's pulled alongside him. Is he going to make the move? He breaks late. And he's going to try to fight this back. And it's Ozone Leclerc who moves back in the second. But can Bajtosaurus actually get him into here? Bajtosaurus, closing the gap there is Ozone Leclerc.
Up the P2.
Great defending there after making that mistake, which nearly cost him second place. He has been so strong, and if he just minimises the mistakes, and he can lose his hair. He's now 6 seconds back from the race leader.
That was so
Hello, Bob. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you enjoy it as much as we are at the moment. And,
Mr. Peanut's all over the back of his teammate now. Could they do team orders?
Yeah, but more importantly, Bajtosaurus is closing in on Leclerc, who is he made a mistake there on the exit of turn number 5. And
Leclerc must be really struggling.
I know you're only joining the stream, but Bob, do you keep in mind if the Williams driver of Ozone Leclerc gets a podium, then he will lose his hair. He'll go bald.
He's not gonna go bald. There's no way. He's gonna chicken out of it. But anyways, I'm gonna keep up with the 2 Renaults for now.
I'm gonna keep up now with the battle for second position in this race. It has been going on for most of the race. But Bajtosaurus just hasn't been able to find a way through and past Ozone Leclerc. Scartrix is catching this. He's gained by over seconds as well. Good eye, Will. Thanks for the information. So in the next few laps, we could be seeing Scartrix joining in this battle as well. As you can see, his Toro Rosso looming in, getting closer and closer.
Phantom gets 3 seconds
to the Haas and the Williams. GK Phantom's now into the points playing positions, despite the fact his teammate crashed. Perhaps a crash gate scandal in 2019.
I don't think so. For 1 point, I don't think so.
That was a joke. Crashgate scandal of the year. Hyper Shadow crashed to give his teammate 1 championship point. As we can see now, look at how close Bajtosaurus is, but he still doesn't look to be close enough. He's going to have to go for a very aggressive move. He's going to make sure that he's not quick enough. That's the sad thing about it, Bajtosaurus. I mean, I think he's got 1 win this season. So obviously, I've only been here since back and I missed one of the races since then. But I think Bajtosaurus has only got 1 win here in this tier. He got that by a minute. He won Baku by a minute. That was a very exciting race, and there's a yellow flag in sector 3. What's happened? It's not.
Looks like the McLaren just swept the leader through. Yep. He's just been lapped.
Yeah.
On lap 10. As Cozy gets another 3 seconds for him.
Cozy, he was looking strong during qualifying, but then unfortunately dropped back by a lot of positions, and is now in 9th position.
That Renault
race.
He's
not
so
had the
close
best
to his
race.
teammate. Could he be looking into?
Oh, look at that from Hyper Shadow, going very late into the penultimate corner.
The 2 Renault
goes to the car to get a gap in nearly 2 seconds. See now, just Mr. Peanut trying to get past Fatal Defiance. I don't know if he passed who. I think it was Fatal Defiance. He was originally ahead.
Fatal was in P6 at the time.
Yes, it was.
Peanut trying to get around him. No team orders down at Renault.
So other people is probably praying to someone that they don't crash, because Renault.
Scartrix is only 4 seconds behind Badger now, so keep an eye on him. He could be closing in within the next 5 or 6 laps, maybe.
Yes, yeah. Bajtosaurus did end up making a mistake through the 3rd final corner.
And speaking of him, he gets another 3-second penalty. That's 6 seconds for him
And there's
now.
a yellow
You gotta be
flag in
careful.
sector 3. Who has made a mistake? Is that Beetle? GK Phantom?
I cannot
No.
see. I think it would be Phantom. Because Beetle's just entering sector 3 now.
These Renaults are only 2 times apart as they have been for quite a while now, actually.
They gotta be careful now because the other Haas is not too far behind them. They're only 2 seconds behind. If they start
making a mistake there.
Peanut.
Oh dear, Looney Moo. He's going to take huge advantage of this battle here. He's going to see if he can close in and get past Just Mr. Peanut. Just Mr. Peanut has not had a good race. Of course, he did bottle the strategy by not pitting early enough. And then
he's trying to fight his way back through the field. And he's having a hard time
getting around his teammate.
He's got the red X.
And he's got a terrible connection. He's got the red bars of death, and he's even coming up as a red X.
I cannot see that, so...
Yeah, and he's gone on board with Looney Moo to see it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Badgersaurus still has about the same gap to Ozone Leclerc. Now,
Phantom gets another 3-second penalty. He's really struggling through maggots and
Phantom's not having a good race.
Just think though, if he survives another 40 laps, he gets 1 point. And every point matters.
And bear in mind that he is over a lap ahead of Free Beetle. Just Mr. Peanut's got a red X. He's gonna cause an accident. He's gonna cause an accident. This because he's lagging so much. I think he might have to even
up sector 1. Colsey just made a mistake.
Oh, Colsey.
If he keeps making mistakes, Phantom could have a chance. Yeah, Phantom could have a chance of him if he keeps making mistakes like that.
The last time I seen Colsey in a race.
And 3 seconds for him as well. The 2 Renaults
last time I seen
gonna be fighting
Colsey be in a race, I was actually confused as to why he was on the grid, because he was that slow and he was constantly spinning out at the same corners and spinning around. That
was a big oof right there. The 2 Renaults could be getting into another fight again. Peanut's finally caught up to Defiance again after that mistake. He is right there. Could he make a daring move in the Abbey? No. Thinks better of it.
Oh, that's a big error.
And
it's going to be Looney Moo who gets through there. Oh, it's a disaster for Just Mr. Peanut. And there's another yellow flag further up the road.
Sector 2.
That is Free Beetle just letting everyone through. Beetle.
As Badger gets another 3 seconds, he's up to 9 seconds already. And Scortrix is only 2.8 seconds behind him. He may not even fit. Oh, speaking of Scortrix, he just makes a mistake coming down the old final corner. So that gap just went from 2.8 seconds now back down to 4.3.
Jacko has increased his lead to 8.8 seconds.
He's keeping it.
He's
keeping it well under control up front. I'm telling you,
Looney
he
Moo
keeps it under control. He's got this one in the bag.
Looney Moo wanting to pass his other Renault for P6 in this race, and then he has the 2 Toro Rossos, and a lot of people have picked up penalties, but I don't think... Has Jacko got a penalty? Actually, could you check penalties quickly for me, please?
Yep, I will gladly do that for you. Leclerc has 3 seconds for cutting the corner. Colsey had a stop go. Scortrix had a stop go. Peanut has 3 seconds. Badger has 3 seconds. Peanut has another 3 seconds. Looney Moon has 3 seconds. GK Phantom has 3 seconds. Fatal Defiance has 3 seconds. Scortrix has 6 seconds. Colsey has 6 seconds. Beetle has 3 seconds. Phantom has 6 seconds.
Yellow flag.
Colsey has 9.
I'm
Badger
watching this is
has
bad. Beetle.
probably Beetle.
Badgersaurus is closed in. On Ozone Leclerc.
Badger has 9 seconds of penalties now, so he's gonna make a 6-second gap to Leclerc if he gets around him, because Leclerc has 3 seconds of penalties for what happened on lap 1.
Potentially you can get them removed because it's lap 1. There was an incident which caused that.
We'll have to
Just
see if he
Mr.
flipped
actually
the
goes
incident
into
then.
Looney Moo a lot.
He's really
And
pushing.
he
Oh,
goes
mistake!
terribly
Another
through.
mistake. Oh,
And
no, lag.
he's just teleported. Oh my
Jeez.
word. That's terrible.
Yep. I see an accident happening with him if he's lagging that bad.
Yeah, I did mention that earlier.
He's
He's
making
been
quite a
lagging
few
quite a
mistakes
bit.
as well. What if he makes a mistake trying to go for a move and takes the other guy out? That could be a race changer there. Would bring out a safety car VSC. And ruin that other guy's race as well. As Badger's now over the back of Leclerc now.
We
gonna wanna
have
get around-
Ozone Leclerc.
He's gonna want to get
Having to
around
defend now
Leclerc.
from Badgersaurus. The gap now is 10 seconds in the lead of the race.
He's gonna want to clear Leclerc as quick as he can.
And that's
if he
just
wants
Mr.
any chance at
Peanut.
second.
And that is Looney Moo. He's spun off somewhere. I think just Mr. Peanut's taking him out. Or something like that. He doesn't have wing damage by the looks of things.
I did not see that, but he did get
I actually
around,
think he does.
Looney.
I think he does
internal
actually,
left.
yeah. He just had a little bit of damage. Probably got tagged and then spun around.
Probably a lime green, maybe a yellow one at most.
As we can see, Badgersaurus closing in on Ozone Leclerc. And there's a yellow flag in
He's
sector 2.
right there.
That
Scorchrick's made a big mistake. He's now 10 seconds behind Badger. He must have dropped it through Stowe. As Alfrat gets 3 seconds.
Well, I hardly doubt he dropped it through Stowe because Badgersaurus and Ozone Leclerc are coming through Stowe now.
Well, the original turn 1. He made a big mistake as the gap just went from about 3 seconds to 10. Anyways, Badger's still behind Leclerc. He cannot seem to get around him. I don't know if he just misjudged his braking there, but he almost went off the track.
Of course, turn 1's very difficult to judge in the rain. It changes every lap.
Yeah, the Abbey is really difficult to take. They gotta be really careful. Even if they put the tires on the curves, they could just drop it just like that. I've seen by a few other drivers making mistakes, as Phantom's actually over the back of Cozy now for P9.
Look at this. I'd imagine it's just going to be a simple pass here for GK Phantom. Cozy has not had the pace all
simple
race.
pass.
Cozy lets him through. I've seen him.
And that is
put it on the
P9 for
brakes there.
Phantom. Looks like he has front wing damage, I think. I can't tell, so. Let's go back to Badger and Leclerc. Still fighting for P2. If Leclerc manages P2 out of this race, I assume he's going to be really happy.
But also really sad.
And that's true. But still, 18 points in Williams is going to be huge.
As you can see, Badgersaurus getting
He's
so
all over
close
the back
now.
of him. Wait, braking!
He
Oh,
goes for the move! Oh, that's not
That's out
going
of
to work. And that's going to lose him more time. He's not going to get the best exit here, or is he? Coming through the final corner now to start lap 17. Into turn 1 they go. Badgersaurus right on the back of Leclerc. Lines will change, and
he's gonna get
down the inside. And Leclerc's going to get it around the outside there. He's going to have the inside for turn number 4. and he stays ahead. But Vagisaurus is going to get the cut back and he's going to get the exit speed there.
He's going to get him down by the straight. He's going to get him down the straight. Look at that. Leclerc's trying to defend his life right there. He's going to go around the outside.
Vagisaurus, so close. He hasn't got ahead. I think that was a bit dodgy there from Leclerc. That was very dodgy. I think he moved over at least 3 times there.
I wasn't on board with him, so I didn't really tell how many times he turned the steering wheel, but...
Oh, that's a bad mistake for Vagisaurus.
He almost dropped it
there. He's still fighting him.
He's almost... Oh, Leclerc gets 3 seconds.
3-second penalty.
So that means Badger only has to make a 3-second gap if he gets around him. This is a very tight battle for second place right now. As
and the yellow flag.
We got yellow flags in sector 3. I can't tell who that is. But look at this. Fatal Defiance is over the back of Dpad for P5. Is he going to look at a move? No. He's only 2 tenths behind the Toro Rosso
driver. Keep an eye on that. As we watch yet again. Vagisaurus trying to go for a move on Ozone Leclerc. He's going to try it again through turn 2. Look at the exit. That's definitely done there for Vagisaurus. Unless Ozone Leclerc can fight it back. He's fought it back and Ozone Leclerc retakes second place. Great defensive move there from him. But now Vagisaurus is even closer going down to this straight. The car
we got a 3-way battle. As Peanut runs into the back of Defiance. He's got front wing damage now.
As you can see, Vagisaurus trying it on the outside. That's not going to work, or is it? He goes on the accelerator again. He cuts the...
He's got the inside. I think he's got it done.
Side.
He's got it done.
A bit dodgy. He went over the track to pass him there. He went off the track there.
And Jack gets his first 3 seconds of the race.
As Vagisaurus takes P2. But it's a bit dodgy, that move there. Can Ozone Leclerc fight this back? In the number 21 Williams car.
I doubt he will. He is in that Williams, and it looks like he is struggling. Is his tires going off the cliff now? Because they've been on those intermediates for like about 15 laps now. So they're gonna have to make probably at least one more stop to ensure they go to the end if it's supposed to rain for the rest of the race.
This battle for P5 has kind of fizzled out.
There was almost a 3-way battle, but then Peanut ran into the back of Defiance, and he has front wing damage. I don't know if he's gonna pit or not. Yes, he is gonna pit. He just sped right into the pit lane. He didn't even bother slowing down, and he didn't even get a penalty for it. So
I don't know if that's the thing that's happening, because there has been a few drivers who have just went flat out into the pits, and then the cars just bites down onto the ground as they come in. But Fatal Defiance closing in again on Dpad, and he'll be wanting to make the move pretty soon. Vagisaurus is pulling away from Ozone Leclerc.
2-second gap already. And he only needs 3 seconds to clear Ozone for Leclerc for P2, so he's pretty much just got it done. He doesn't make another mistake.
But the most important part is that he's still in the podium position.
Keep an eye on score tricks. He may have made that big mistake, but he was hauling in the rain. And if he keeps hauling again, he could make one more charge at Leclerc.
Yeah, the championship leader making a lot of mistakes throughout this race. He's lost about 10 seconds from all that crashing. spinning, stuff like that. And Field Defiance closing in now on Elprat. They're only 4 tenths apart now, and there's a yellow flag in sector 1.
Cozy's letting through Jack. So Cozy now goes a lot down. As he's really struggling. He's off the track. Cozy's really struggling in these conditions. There's not really much going on now. Most of the field has split out as... Oh! Peanut has
just beats the Peanut out of the race.
And he is just retired. He gave up. He made a mistake going out of the old turn 1, and he gave up.
Oh, and that's just Mr. Peanut slowing down. In fact, Jacko's lost time doing that. Ozone and Leclerc's now 3 seconds back.
So he's now down to P3 for now.
The track is getting so much worse at the moment. 20 laps into this Grand Prix, and what a race it's been so far. Just the right time now to plug Dpad Gaming Accessories. There's a link in the chat. You can get a 10% discount on their store if you use code F1IRL. They provide grips, cables, and even a HDMI cable if you need one.
10% off
is most wanted to get with the Xbox.
Defiance is all over the back of Elprat. Could he look a move? No. Thinks better of it. He had a look, but he backed out of it.
It's been close for a while.
See if he can get a little bit closer. And maybe try to make a move as, looks like that's Cozy. Yep, that is Cozy ahead of those guys as he gets another 3 seconds. At this rate, he might get disqualified. He might get disqualified at this race, and he's really holding up Elprat there. I have a feeling Cozy's gonna get disqualified from the race on penalties. He's just been careless all race on those penalties. He's been on those full wets, and he's really been... Actually, it looks like he just pitted for full wets.
Yeah. Cozy B, he's absolutely terrible. I am sorry to say that, but it's true.
Defiance is still behind Elprat, and Beetle gets 3 seconds. I'm surprised he's still in this race. He's almost 2 laps down, I think. Yeah, he is 2 laps down.
Yeah, so it's only really about 6 drivers in this race. You're actually fighting a lot. A Fatal Defiance. Can he get past?
I think that was a good exit.
That was a good exit, I agree.
That was a pretty good exit.
You can see now
he's on the outside.
Fighting towards. Still
he goes right on the brakes.
He's going to go for a very aggressive move there on the outside. It's not going to work.
Not going to work.
And that is a disaster. And
he's going to hang in there for a little bit longer. Scortrix is losing time.
Up.
He must be struggling with his tires.
Being in Toro Rosso. And
he must be struggling. I mean, I can see these guys.
Okay, you can tell Free Beetles is having a terrible race when he's only just moved past just Mr. Peanut.
Yes. I'd like to see when these guys are going to be pitting soon, and actually, now that I'm looking at it, Phantom's already pitted for a new set of Venters, and Looney has pitted for a set of Venters as well, about a few laps ago. So it's going to be pretty close for these top 6 drivers to pit.
Oh, look at that for Fatal Defiance on the inside. That's a good move. He's up to P5 after a long time of trying to battle this.
Next up is Scortrix, who's only about 4 seconds up the road.
And Scortrix doesn't have the pace at the moment to be even catching up to that Williams car. But you can really see the difference in car.
If Defiance keeps moving at this rate, he could potentially have a charge at Leclerc, which could heartbreak us, but still. He
Had
seems
Leclerc
to be
been
finding
in,
pace.
for example, a McLaren, if Leclerc had been in a car like a McLaren, he would definitely be leading this race.
If he was in a little bit of a better car, he'd probably be up in a better position for sure. I don't think he'd be winning. I think he'd be about maybe P2 right now, because Jack's just in full control of this race in that Red Bull. He's keeping it smooth, avoiding penalties, even though he does have 3 seconds. He's keeping it real clean up there, which is what you want to do. Because again, this is a really long race. And you have plenty of time to make some opportunities, as we're just about to soon reach the halfway point of this race.
There's a yellow flag. Is that Cozy Bean? No, it's
That
not,
is Beetle.
actually.
That is Beetle, making a little bit of a mistake through Maggots and Beckett's. Oh, Pratt's now down to 7th. Looks like he's pitted for fresh entries.
Surprising, because like the track conditions, they do look suitable for wet tires at the moment, but it's really just down to the drivers themselves and what they want to do.
I don't think it is, because Cozy looks like he's been struggling on those wets, and Beetle looks like he's been on wets since looks like lap 5, and he's been struggling ever since.
It's been a good race so far.
Action has died down a little bit.
Spreading. Yeah, the field is spreading apart a little bit, and but Field Defiance is closing in on Scartrix for P4. Could we see Field Defiance in the podium? Because we are less than halfway through the race, and a lot of stuff can happen in these next 28 laps.
I think he does have a good chance of being on that podium if he keeps it clean and doesn't make any mistakes. Because he's only about two and a half seconds behind Scotrix. He makes a little bit of mistake on the exit there. Other than that, he's doing pretty well at the moment. As I forgot to look who got a penalty. I think it was Cozy that got a 5-second stop go penalty. He may soon about to get disqualified on penalties. I'm surprised he hasn't already.
Struck back a few times there.
He made a mistake in the final corner, so
Yeah.
I'd like to see one of the top 5 guys going to be pitting. I mean, Looney Moo's already pitted for fresh entries. He might need to make it. He's gonna have to make another stop. L Pratt has made a pit for fresh entries. He might be able to go to the end if he's careful on the tires. I don't know. Phantom, I feel like he's gonna have to take another pit stop. But when do you think these top 5 guys are gonna be pitting for another set of entries, or maybe even less?
I don't really know. Like, I don't imagine any of the drivers would have prepared for a full wet race going on the inters after lap 1.
Now remember, these guys did start on dry tires whenever it was starting in the rain as well, so they had to adapt to those changing conditions. So again, these guys are going to be taking at least 2 stops in this race, and the top 5 guys can probably go on one more stop. Because it looks like the track conditions aren't really getting any better or any worse. I think it's just gonna stay at Inter's conditions for the rest of the race. I mean, I don't think it's
in a few tenths. It's now up in that 3-second range.
Beetle gets 3 seconds. And Cozy's just boxed for another set of wets. He only went 4 laps on those wets. What is going on with him? I mean, as long as he doesn't crash out the car, he's guaranteed P9, 2 points. Better than nothing. Sainz is closing that gap. He's just a little over 2 seconds behind him. He probably will have a chance at score tricks if he keeps it clean with no mistakes, probably within the next 2 or 3 laps. As now, Scotrix goes to pit. He's going to be putting in a fresh set of inters.
Yeah, field fans need to be closing in as quick as possible, and there's a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. That's Jacko slowed down because 3 Beetles tried to let him through. GK Phantom goes past 3 Beetles as well. 3 Beetles had an absolutely horrendous race.
He is getting 1 point out of this, so this could be a diabolical race for him, but he's still getting a point out of it. Goldtrix is gonna fill in down at P7 now, as he can probably take those enters to the end of the race by about 7 seconds, 8 seconds. So he's got his work cut out for him for these last few laps, for the last half of the race, I should say. I mean, look at the gaps splitting out at the top. I mean, Badger is 12 seconds behind Jack. Leclerc is now about 12 seconds behind Badger. Fatal finds, again, up to P4. He hasn't pitted yet. He's 13 seconds behind Leclerc. He could have a good shot at him at the end of this race.
Yes. The field is the closest 2 drivers on track are Elprat and Mooney Moon. So, just watching Ozone Leclerc now, he's had a very good race for a start near the back after crashing out of qualifying. And, let us see what's going to happen.
We're just patiently waiting for the pit stops, so we can get some more action on the road. I think these top 4 guys are going to try to stretch their enters as long as they can, so they have somewhat fresher enters than the guys that have just pitted, like Elprat and Scotrix. They don't want to stretch them too long so that they lose a buttload of time. I cannot speak today, as Phantoms get 3 seconds.
So, just reading the chat, and Jack Spittle says, because I know at the minute you guys stream from console, so having a bit announced in chat for followers and hosts, etc. for nice would be nice. Having a bot
with the idea,
announce stuff.
A bot.
And like also timer commands, auto messages every 20 to 30 minutes letting people know about next week's event or something. So Will likes that idea, so hopefully
that could be,
in the near future.
That could be input into the makings for future streamed races. Maybe if they do it pretty early, they could probably have it ready for the weekend races for ROTW and 2 and 1.
I absolutely love the racing in ROTW. As Ozone Leclerc comes into the pits.
And somebody's ahead of him. I can't see. Is that the McLaren ahead of him? Yep, that is the McLaren.
Yes. Field Defiance doesn't pit. I just saw Snore Jacko hitting either.
Good stop for Leclerc. Defiance now goes up to P3. As the Mooney Moon's heading into the final few corners.
The Dpad GA in the chat, so just be sure to check them out because they are obviously sponsoring us yet again for a week of racing, so hopefully you'll check them out, help them out, because they do a lot for the league.
And make sure to
With the
use code
sponsorships.
F1IRL for a 10% discount on checkout.
25p if you spend 2.50 on something, use F1 IRL, you get 25p discount. You can buy 2 bags of Haribo's and maybe a Freddo. That
The winner of this race should host meme review. Oh yeah, Jacko
Yes.
number 1. Look at that, number 1, and he's up in first place right now. Well in control of this race. So
I do believe that the winner of this race should host meme review, as unfortunately Ozan Clark's dropped down to 4th, but he is on
did
fresh intermediate tyres. Yes.
he has taken his pit stop, so
it's good news for his hair.
yeah, for
That
now.
stays at the moment. As it stands, he keeps his hair.
But remember, the top 3 guys
He's
still
probably
have to
gonna-
pit, and he's only 13 seconds behind Fatal. And what, the estimated pit time around this track is what,
Like 30
28
seconds.
30 seconds? So he's definitely gonna jump Fatal once he pits. For sure.
You know, if Leclerc gets a podium, you know he's not going to cut his hair off.
We all know
His
that.
mummy wouldn't allow that. Yellow
Exa-
flag in sector
sector
2.
two.
Who's that? That's Colsey.
Cozy.
Going slow.
Slow Cozy. What else is new?
So we're just watching the leader of this race, and he has been leader throughout most of it. Jacko number 1. I think he started in 2nd position on the grid, and was pipped by GK Phantom for pole position, but GK Phantom on lap 1 spinning and hitting the wall and dropping down the field. He's now in 8th position, which is on course for 4 championship points.
Yeah, Jack has kept it really clean up there, so he does it for another 22 laps. He gets his win here for the British Grand Prix. Fatal does not pit. The top 3 guys have still yet to pit.
Oh,
Yellow
yellow
flags
flag.
in sector 1. I think we know what this could be.
Colsey.
Yep, that's Cozy.
I have no idea what he's doing in the league.
Close now only 11 seconds behind Defiant, so he is closing that gap pretty quickly. But I'm saying about a half second a lap. So I would think Defiance would be pitting pretty shortly, or else he may not even have a chance for that podium spot. As Scortrix gets 3 seconds of penalties.
And it's the yellow flag sector 2. That's Colsey. Yet again, Colsey, the app.
As he just mutes his mic. For whatever reason. Claire not bottled it
Jamie
yet.
says
Surprise.
Leclerc not bottled it yet. Surprising. Don't curse it, please, mate. We don't want to. We want him to lose his hair. He deserves to lose his hair.
He's not gonna shave his head. Let's be honest. Like,
And then if he sends
I
us a
think we
picture
need
of
to
his
drop
bald head, I'm gonna make it my profile picture.
I mean, you already have your Twitter picture, a picture of him. So I mean,
Yes, yes. A new one for every day of the
Scortrix.
week.
Yep, Scortrix is now caught up to his teammate, so we can see some team
Yes.
orders here pretty shortly down the straight. Keep forgetting the
I
name of
don't
the
really
straight.
imagine so. I mean, Alprat did let Scortrix through earlier on in the race, but that
He's
just
gonna
means
do
that
it
they're too scared
again.
to fight
I
each
can
other.
just shut my phone. Oh.
And Jacko's saying that. Sorry, Kaiser Bob saying Jacko's gone Super Saiyan tonight, and I have to agree. So he's had a really good performance, and he's got
the gap's now
21
increased to
laps
13
left.
seconds. He's now increased the gap to 13 seconds now.
As you can see, Scartrex closing in. Is he going to go for a move in turn 1? No, it's too risky. He's going to see if he can try it down to turn 2, maybe even. As
no.
we're waiting for him to pull to the inside or the outside, and the Mercedes gets in the way.
Cozy.
And Colsey just ruining the racing yet again. I have no idea why he's in this league. It genuinely annoys me when back markers who really shouldn't be league racing at all get in the way of
Scartrex is really struggling with those trying to stay behind Dpad. Did he set one up the inside here? No. Thinks better of it as Dpad goes a little wide. Could he sneak in there?
Can I get a cut? Can I get the cut back down towards the old turn 1?
He's gonna go on the inside.
Oh, they nearly touch, and that's Scartrex who gets in front.
He's now up to P6. And I think Looney Moon's gonna have to pit one more time before the end of this race. I doubt he's gonna be able to stretch his 13 lap enters another 20
running wide there,
laps.
Scartrex. Thank you for watching the stream, Jack. Hopefully you have enjoyed the racing, and thank you for being active in the chat. That's very nice.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's Colsey off. Colsey, just retire, mate. Just don't race in this league again. Sorry.
I'm surprised you just
really
take somebody out. But anyways,
Looney Moo is actually closing in on Ozone Leclerc. Ozone Leclerc's closing in on the top 3.
Phantom gets 3 seconds.
Phantom gets a penalty yet again. Oh, Peanut probably's done something. He made a mistake and then just quit. But I don't. That's nowhere near just Mr. Peanut's most hilarious crash, and
yeah, he made a mistake heading into the old turn 1, and he spun out, and then he just gave up. He just retired on track. So at his car, he did not crash out. He just gave up.
Yeah. My Switch is broken. If I'm ever watching a live stream, it constantly jutters and pauses for like go, pause, go, pause, go, pause, go, pause.
You want to keep an eye. Leclerc is definitely catching Defiance. The gap's now down to 6 seconds. So Defiance is really struggling.
Actually,
there's no way
that conditions are getting better.
Oh yeah, conditions are getting. Are they gonna stretch the enters? Could this be drying up? Is he gonna try to stretch the enters?
Oh, Leclerc getting very slidey for turn 1 and turn 2. Oh, he saved it.
He's really pushing to try to catch that run out. This is gonna dry up. This is gonna backfire on Leclerc on his chances of the podium. But it's gonna save his chances at his turbo.
Yes.
I mean, at least if he does shave his head, at least you still have some hair on him.
Mr. Leclerc.
How many penalties does the top 4 have?
If you get a podium, if you get the check penalties, Kaiser Bob wants to know the penalties at the moment.
I know
anyway,
for sure. Ozone Tricks at 3 seconds.
Ozone Leclerc. A message to you in the broadcast: if you get a podium tonight and you don't cut your hair off, then you are banned from Ozone for life.
Okay, as Cozy gets 3 seconds. Well, I know for sure Leclerc has 6 seconds of penalties. Badger has 9 seconds. I think Jack has 3 seconds, and I don't know how many penalties the Defiance has. We need to check that.
Check Real Defiance. You can just click on each driver and then just look down and you can see. Well, obviously they get a penalty.
Defiance has 3 seconds. So Jack and Defiance both have 3 seconds. Badger has 9 seconds.
And Leclerc is 6.
And Leclerc has 6 seconds.
I
Yep. So there you go.
imagine 3 seconds they're gonna get shaved off there for that turn 1 incident. If I were you, like I would try and get that one removed.
Oh, the track, it stopped raining. The track is gonna dry up. Oh, this could have backfired on Leclerc here. On making that unnecessary pit stop.
And that's Scarcheck's out of the race.
Scarcheck's
out.
He dropped it through turn 1.
He's out of the race.
He dropped it through turn 1.
Man.
Oh, the championship leader is now out of the race. And he's gonna DNF in P10. I don't know if he's still gonna get that point for that though. And
no,
VSC's out.
And it's VSC. That is a huge advantage now for the leaders.
The top 3 drivers. As look at that, the Red Bull's pitted. The Haas is going to pit.
I don't think Field Defiance is close enough to the pits.
Let's see how long it stays under the VS. Let's see how long the VSC stays out for. Oh no!
And it went out.
Defiance. This.
They haven't enabled
Badger,
the DRS again.
Badger and Jack both benefited from this because of the VSC, mostly Jack. As there's DRS has been enabled, Defiance is now heading into the pits, Leclerc is now heading into the pits. Oh,
he's got a 5 second stop go.
Speeding in pit lane. So he's now up to 11 seconds of penalties.
Yes, Bob, Leclerc did in fact bottle it. But at least he can keep his hair. He goes to the hard tires.
He goes to the hards. Defiance and Badger both go on the softs, and Jack is on the mediums. So a very different range of tire choices as Looney Moon goes on to the mediums. Let's see what tires L-Pratt goes on. Posey is just pitted. And L-Pratt's going on the softs. Cozy looks like he's gonna hop on the mediums. 3 seconds for Looney Moon. Phantom's hopping on the softs. And Badger gets another 3 seconds. He's now up to 12 seconds. Looks like Leclerc's not going to keep that podium now. He's on the hards. He's going to have the better tires towards the end of the race.
But he does have 7 seconds to close in on Field Defiance.
He has 11 seconds of penalties though, and the Defiance is on 2 steps softer tires. Beetle
potentially really could catch him. I mean, but 3 Beetles shouldn't even be in this race. Same with Colsey B. Because neither have actually like Colsey is 4 minutes and 24 seconds behind the next car. And 3 Beetles are further 1 minute and 58 seconds back.
And Beetle is 3 laps down.
I mean, but Colsey's nearly 3 laps down
Looney
on the next
Moon
car.
is definitely catching Leclerc because he's only less than 6 seconds behind Leclerc. So.
And we've seen earlier on in the race how good Leclerc was defending his position against the other Haas. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. He'd definitely be happy with a top 5 finish, which is what it looks like he's going to get this race.
I'm gonna say P5 for him after penalties.
And not only does he get a healthy haul of points, but he also gets a healthy amount of hair still in his head.
Yep. As old Jack gets another 3-second penalty, so he's now up to 6 seconds of penalties. He's gonna want to keep it clean because I think he should be fine though. As Badger runs the fastest lap of 1:37.1, I think it was. As he gets another 3 seconds. I think he's up to 15 seconds now. Badger's gonna want to be careful these last few laps. The last thing you want to do around here is get disqualified. Which I'm surprised Beetle and Cozy have yet to be disqualified on penalties. The fine's fastest lap 36.9.
3 Beetles still yet to pass Scartrix. And Scartrix been out of the race for at least 4 or 5 laps. So let me take a look at this gap to leader. 4 laps behind is 3 Beetle. That is, I mean, it's just...
He is 6 minutes and 25 seconds behind the next car ahead of him as Elprat fastest lap, 1:35.9. Those times are only going to drop from here. No. Beetle gets another 3 seconds. How many penalties is... I'm going to go check how many penalties he has. He's got to have a bunch of penalties. He has a penalty. He's got 10 seconds of penalties there. 13, 16, 19.
Yellow flag. That is Cozy. No, it's not.
Beetle.
Is it
Jack has got another 3 seconds. He's up to 9 seconds. He's gonna be careful on his penalties. I mean, yeah, Badger has a bunch of penalties behind him.
More.
He does, but still, he's gonna be careful with those penalties. If he keeps up at that rate, he could be disqualified. I mean, you gotta watch penalties.
But if Badgersaurus gets disqualified, then and 3 Beetles only just passed Scartrix.
And Beetle has 22 seconds of penalties. Just to keep that in mind. So he's probably the closest driver to get disqualified right now. Let me check how many penalties Cozy has. Because Cozy's not too far behind.
I mean, he probably deserves to get disqualified anyway.
True. 9, 12, 15. He's got 15 seconds of penalties, and the game says he has 2 stop goes. One of which I assume.
Yo, look at that from Jacko. Alprak gets a 3-second penalty. I think Jacko might have also got a 3-second penalty there because he did cut 2 corners there. So he's got to be really careful.
He's losing time actually. He's down to 9.3 seconds. Is he struggling on his mediums?
He did make a mistake. He made a mistake through Max and Beckett's.
Cozy gets another 3 seconds, so that's up to 18 for him, and he got 2 stop goes, so... How much you wanna bet, who's gonna get disqualified first, Cozy or Beetle?
Beetle.
Beetle. Without a doubt. Badger fastest lap, 31.8, and they're still gonna drop, I think. Maybe a little bit more.
I remember when,
lap times can drop.
Like, you're only OG if you played F1 2010. And the penalty system in that game was where if you so much as if you're on strict corner cutting, if you'd so much as cut a corner or made an illegal overtake, you get a 10-second penalty.
Yeah, those penalties in that game were ridiculous, but you can't lie. 2010, F1 2010 for its time was probably a really good game. I mean, they had
still
interviews and everything. It's old. But it was a good game for its time.
Badger's now 6.8 seconds back. Because Jack is losing so much time through Max and Beckett's.
He's taking his sweet time. He doesn't want to get penalties. He's getting quite a bit of penalties through there. He's got to watch out.
Warning and he gets another penalty.
I don't know if he's pushing to try to build a gap to Badger behind him or what, but he is only losing time by getting those penalties. And Looney Moon's still 5 seconds behind Leclerc, so I don't know
Oh,
if he's...
Leclerc's crashed out of the
Leclerc's
race!
out! Leclerc's out!
No, he's bottled
And
it!
he's out!
Leclerc is out of the race! That is a terrible crash there from him. I was just switching between a couple of drivers, and I just come here.
Yep, I
Leclerc
just got
is
that as
out
well.
of the Dpad Game Accessories British Grand Prix for the
He gets to
100th
keep his
year
hair,
of
though.
F1 IRL.
That's all that matters. He gets to keep his hair.
His hair stays for another day.
But he's out of this race now, as he's gonna finish with being DNF P9 once Beetle and Cozy finally catch up. Eventually. Yeah, I was switching through the drivers, and I was able just to get Leclerc, putting it into a barrier. I don't know if he made a mistake out of the old turn 1 still. I think he did.
Yeah, you've got your
That's
corners
gotta
completely
be
wrong. The old turn 1, it was not Stowe. Stowe's the one after the hanger straight, which we can see Badger Stowe's coming through now.
Oh, okay, never mind. I
Okay,
get
I'm
messed
about
up
to
so much.
spam the Ozone chat with an image.
He's not going to be too happy about that. Beetle gets 3 seconds. He's up to about 25 seconds of penalties, I think, now.
I think if you got 30 seconds of penalties, you'd get disqualified.
Yeah, I think 30. And then you
3
get
seconds for Elprat.
Elprat. He's the closest guy to anybody right now. He's only 4.2 seconds behind Looney Moon.
Oh dear, I've pissed him off, kind of. He just called me the N-word.
He ain't too happy. Should we get him in here for an interview? Or no? Yeah, he's reacting.
Yeah, invite him, please.
I got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got him.
Yeah.
So we're about to get Ozone Leclerc in here for an interview as Badger gets another 3 second penalty. I think he's up to 18 seconds now. Badger's gonna be careful as well.
What about that? What? I mean, I knew from lap 1 he was gonna bottle it during the race. I knew he was gonna crash.
And he did.
To be fully honest.
I'm surprised he lost this car though.
Elprat closing in on Looney Moon.
.6 seconds. He could have a run on him with now 10 laps to go. 11 laps
Ozone
to go.
Leclerc has left Ozone. He's just left the chat.
Yep, you have pissed him off, my dude. But anyways, that's besides the point. Keep a close eye on Elprat. I think he'll catch Looney Moon within the next 5 laps. So.
Very, very fast at the moment. I mean, does that mean that
I'm adding him back to the chat, but anyways.
Yeah, he's gonna leave again.
The field has split apart. The closest guy is Elprat and Looney.
And the fact that Cozy's gonna get 6 points out of this.
Cozy's gonna get 6 points. Phantom, after what was a diabolical start for him, he's gonna get 8 points out of this, as Cozy gets 3 seconds. Think about that, Phantom. He started on pole. I don't think he was gonna score points at one point, and now he's back up to P6. So I mean, a decent recovery drive for him. with a fair amount of luck. Still about a half minute behind Elprat, though.
I am a horrible person. Change my profile picture so that it isn't Leclerc anymore.
I'm gonna try to get him in
a bit
here.
too far.
Try to get him in here for an interview, but I don't think he's joining. Jack gets another. Jack gets another 3 seconds. I think. What is that? 12 seconds from now.
I mean, he called me the N word. I don't know if I'm supposed to get offended or not.
Alright, guys. So we've got Bianchi in here for an interview. So Bianchi, we'd like. Yep. I don't know why I'm calling him Bianchi, but anyways, Ozone Leclerc. What happened to you there? You crashed out with about 10 laps to go.
Basically, what happened was the Williams' lack of downforce through Ops basically lost it and went into the wall.
Yes, and another breaking news: 3 Beetle has only passed you now. He's got another 3-second time penalty. And
he's got to
be. Not
that's 28. That's 28 seconds for him right there. But what? But what? Did you just have a lack of downforce? Did you have some oversteer? Did your back end kick out on you, or what?
Yeah, it was a lot. I think it was the mix of everything. The Williams, the downforce, everything.
Well, it's sad to see you, Ray Skill. I mean, you were up in P4 at the time. You would have kept your hair, and you would have had a lot of points to go with it. So, as Elprat puts in the fastest lap, so
I'm sorry for taking a piss.
Nah, that's fine. Sorry for what I said.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll read back to the chat afterwards. As Elprat's now within a second of Looney Moon. So, he could take P4 right here.
It was just frustrating that, like, on the way I was like P3, I was like, wait, what's Williams actually, like, why is it so bad? And then, like, the dry cane oversteer, the bad strategy, just everything hit one.
Well, that's sad to see you, Ray Scope, my dude. You would have brought home about little points for Williams.
Yeah,
as now we're down to what 7 laps to go, and Elprat's over the back of Looney. He's gonna get him down at the end of the straight.
Badger's not only 5 seconds back from Jacko.
Looney Moon gets 3 seconds there. Here we go, DRS for Elprat. You could have him at the end of the straight.
Oh yeah, Jamie's added you back. But down the inside goes Elprat, and he has made the move on Looney Moo for P4, and he has 11 seconds and very slow McLaren to deal with.
UK Phantom gets 3 seconds there. I mean, we can easily say Phantom has P6 in the bag. I doubt, I mean, unless Looney makes a mistake, a major mistake, he ain't gonna catch P5, so he's got P, and Colsey's 2 laps behind him, so.
Yellow flag, who's that? It's
Beetle, I think.
Don't tell me that's Beetle.
Up too late, bud.
Badgersaurus, now only 4.4 seconds
Oh, Jack
back
just made a
from
mistake!
Jacko.
He lost a second
dear
there.
me.
He's lost a second. Oh
He's
no,
not 2.5 seconds.
He lost 3 seconds there.
2.3.
He made a mistake into the second to last
He's went off again. He's made another error there. Running wide through turn 1.
Oh, this could be a fight for the ages here at the end. Badger's on softer tires, but with a lot more penalties.
Who's got more penalties?
I think Badger has more penalties. I think Badger has like 8. Yep, I'll check.
Check them.
Badger has 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Badger has 18 seconds. Jack has 3, 6, 9. He has 12 seconds. So he still has 6-second gap. So he can, if Badger passes him,
unsalvageable.
even if Badger
I think
passes
if
him,
Jack
if
gets
he's,
another warning,
if Jack stays within
one of
6
those two
seconds,
crash and fatal wins, says Kaiser Bob. That will be one to talk about at the end of the race. And I think Looney Moo will be surprised if he gets a podium tonight.
dude, he is all of the
Oh,
backs.
man.
Jack's really struggling right now. He's gonna shoot up the inside now.
It's not close enough.
Does Jack have damage? I don't know. I don't think he has damage, but he's really struggling with those tires. So if Jack keeps it clean and not get any more warnings, he can stay within 6 seconds of Badger if he passes him, and he'll still be able to win this race. Because Badger has 18 seconds worth of penalties, while Jack has 12. But he's only one more warning off from getting 15 seconds, so keep an eye on these two. With 6 laps to go, anything can happen.
Oh, look at that from Badger. He's getting
Ooh,
very, very aggressive now. He's getting desperate to go losing time. He is currently faster, and after all that's happened in this race, I was not expecting to see this battle for the lead.
Jack was
But it's a
13
100%
seconds
race.
ahead of this guy. Jack was, what, 13 seconds ahead of this guy before? And now the gap's down to a half a second. So, Badger, if he keeps it clean and not get any mistake. Oh, Jack's off into the grass.
That's gonna be Badger's source closing in. Is he gonna get?
Is he gonna make a move down
He's
the
gonna
inside?
go for the
He sent it.
inside. Yes, but he's not gonna be close enough to make an
He
impact.
did get a better exit.
Is he gonna
Needs to
dive
one
for the
up
inside for here? Yes, he is.
does.
He's on the inside.
Oh,
Contact! Oh
And he
dear,
gets
Badger
another
gets a 3-second penalty.
He's up to 21 seconds now. So Jack can have 9 seconds.
Jacko closed the door, and Jacko's just
a little bit of wag.
teleported behind him.
Legal overtake as always. He's gonna
Oh,
make a contact.
big
they
contact.
crashed. They almost crashed through Abby. Oh, I thought they were gonna hit each other through there.
Badger,
Badger-
got a penalty there. I don't know
Badger
what
takes
happened.
the lead. He cut the corner.
I don't know if he's gonna get
because
that penalty removed.
I don't know. I don't think, because he cut the corner after hitting Jack. So Jack can stay within 9 seconds if he doesn't get any more penalties.
Jack shut the door right there. Kind of forced him off.
I don't know. But still,
This is a tricky
Badger
one.
needs to create a 9-second gap if he wants any chance of winning this race. So, and he only
He's got
has 5 laps
He's got
to do
4
it.
laps to do that.
I mean, the gap's already up to 1 second, so you don't know.
And then if Jacko gets another penalty, then it's only 6 seconds.
Oh, yep,
And he does get a
go.
penalty.
Commentator's
Oh, man.
curse. So, Badger just needs 6 seconds. And he's got this race in the bag.
Chiami says, Tiamatsaurus, for Badger.
Demosaurus. Yeah, he loves to explore those track limits. He loves to exploit those track limits, let's be honest.
He takes enjoying a show and spending time with fans to a whole new level. And that might have cost him
4
this
laps
race
to-
tonight.
4 laps to go. The gap is 2 seconds. Can Badger open up another 4 seconds to win this race? Or can Jack stay within 6 seconds and take his... Would this be his first win of the season?
Badger's already won a race. He won in
I'm talking about
Backy.
Jack.
He won. No, I don't think he has.
So, can Jack stay within 6 seconds and win his first race of the season? Or can Badger make the 6-second gap and take his second win of the season? Aren't the
Jimmy
white
says,
lines there
aren't
for
the white lines
decoration?
there for decoration?
I don't know. I thought the white
You know,
lines
in
are
my,
there just
in my
for...
mic, we said that at the exact same time.
I thought they're just there to, you know, when it's nighttime, you can actually see the asphalt. Maybe it's for the run. Maybe it's for the airstrip within the inner part of the track. There is an airport.
Perhaps it's like,
within this little part
I
of the
know
track.
there's rallycross. There's a rallycross circuit inside the Silverstone circuit. So using the WRX. Perhaps if
But
someone gets
remember
their
that-
jump wrong, then they still know where the track is to go on to.
But remember though, this track was originally built out of an old airfield, so they still have the airfield
Yes.
part. So
It means
who
there
knows,
isn't that
if
much
somebody-
elevation
yeah. Can
changes.
somebody take off here? Can Badger take off and make 6 seconds with 3 laps to go? The gap's 2.7.
He's already got
it's gonna be-
2.7.
It's gonna be close.
Can Badger needs to pull out a gap really quickly, and Jack needs to avoid cutting corners, because if Jack gets another penalty
He's
and
done
Badger
for.
has a 3-second gap, then it's Jack who loses the race, and it looks so good for him to win.
These two are
As a yellow flag
flags.
in Sector 2 and Sector 3. Is that 3 Beetle? He was looking slow.
Oh,
Badger Source
three-
gets a
3
3-second time
seconds.
penalty.
So that's 9 seconds there.
Snipe.
I think Jack's got this race in the bag if he doesn't make any mistakes.
Could Badger even
Jack's
get
got-
disqualified with penalties?
He's got 24 seconds now, I think.
4. And 3 Beetle in the pits for some reason, and he's going off the track again. 3 Beetle in
Is-
the pits.
is
What on earth
3
is he
Beetle-
doing? Is he gonna go
I
for
don't-
fastest lap?
I'll be surprised if he gets within 2 seconds of fastest lap. But
Perhaps
anyway,
he was so. You see,
2 laps.
Beetle, I think he was trying to get a shortcut around the circuit and then realised it was a pit limiter. Speed limit through there.
2 laps to go in this race. The gap is 2.4. I don't think Badger's going to be able to make a gap unless Jack gets another penalty, or if he makes a mistake.
Because
So,
like
it's-
one time, the reason why they had chicanes going into the pits was because to avoid drivers just driving through the pits to try and gain an advantage. Because
Actually,
like,
now that I'm
Senna did
looking
that
at
in
it,
Donington.
I don't mean to sorry to cut you off there, Scott, but Elfrat's catching Defiance rapidly. He's only 2 seconds behind him. Could there be a fight for the final
I think
podium
Alpine has
spot?
more penalties.
Oh, true. But he's catching him rapidly, though. So keep an eye on him.
But
gap's
Field
now-
Defiance, 44 seconds behind the top 2. And oh, Jacko's gone off the track.
No,
He's lost
Jack was
a few tenths of a second.
He's lost some time. Remember, he has 9 seconds of flexibility here, so, and he's only 3.7 behind. As long as
And he gets another
no,
3
now it's
seconds.
6 seconds. Now it's 6 seconds. He's got to be
And
careful.
Badger Source
as
not got that other penalty.
as
This is the
Badger
final
starts
lap
his
now.
final lap of the Dpad Gaming
He needs
Accessories
2
British
seconds
Grand
this
Prix.
lap.
2 seconds.
Required to get the win, and he's pulling away really quickly.
Phantom 3
GK
seconds.
Phantom gets a 3-second penalty, and Jacko is
Elprat's all over the
making
back of
so
Defiance. Elprat's all over the back of Defiance. He could make a oh no, that wasn't really that good of an exit. Can he make a move down into Stowe? He's gaining. No, he thinks better of it. Gap's now 4.2 seconds between the leaders.
Yeah, I think if Jacko can avoid a mistake, then he's got this. And he runs
Up.
wide.
Cozy is spun in the final sector.
Yeah. Jacko's making
4.5
so many
seconds.
errors. Jacko is making so many errors. He nearly spins it there. This is the last sector. He cuts the track again. This is going to go right to the line. If he gets another penalty here, which looks very likely at this stage, then Badger's Source will take the win. But Badger's Source runs off the track through Stowe.
As Badger heads into the final few corners, I mean, he's done everything he could possibly do to come back and try to steal this win. He crosses the line P1. Will he keep that win, though? 4.4 seconds. Is Jack going to get his first win? Yes, he
No.
does, by a second and a half.
Not for Badgersaurus tonight.
As we'll get the battle for the final podium position, Defiance and Elprat. I think Elprat has more penalties, but still, this is the fight for the final podium position. He slots open the DRS. He don't have much DRS to work with. Is he going to send it down the inside? No. Stays behind him. One final shot into this final corner. He's going to... No, he thinks better of it. He's going to keep P4 here. As third and fourth around the final corner. Defiance going to keep P3. Yes, he will. By... Yep, Elprat had 6 more seconds of penalties. Looney Moon crosses the line P5. Good showing from him. Looney Moon. I'm sorry. GK Phantom, after a diabolical start to his race, starting P1, down in dead last at one point, he's able to recover the P6. Great recovery drive from him. Yellow flag in the middle sector. I'm not too worried about that at the moment.
There's
as GK Phantom comes home P6. And that is it for the...
And Free Beetle and Colsey have scored a total of 10 points between them, despite not completing less than 50 laps each. And getting about a lap's worth of penalties. Let's actually take a look at the penalties after the end of this race.
Yep.
Silverstone is one of them tracks where it's so easy to run wide and get a penalty. And it's an all-British podium at the British Grand Prix. Did you invite all the guys into the party who got on the podium so we can do the interviews? I'll let you take it away.
Yep, I will, more than happy to.
And the track has disappeared. And it's reappeared again. And I get XP for watching a race. So, in fact, 27 seconds of penalties for GK Phantom. That was more than I thought. And 28 seconds for Free Beetle. He got the most penalties. Badgersaurus got more penalties than Free Beetle. So I'll let you take it away.
Yep, I'm gonna wait for everyone to get in here real quick. Just waiting on Fatal Defiance.
Because I'll be back in a moment.
Alright. So, we got the top 3 in here. The 3 podium drivers. We're gonna start off with our race winner, Jack, number 1. Jack, you got dipped out for pole by GK Phantom, but you were able to keep it under the control. Work your way back up to P1. And again, keep it under control during the rain. And yeah, I cannot speak today. The rain stint. But towards the end of that dry stint, you kind of fell away there, and you did get passed by Badger there. But you did win the race on penalties. So, talk us through your race. How do you think it went for you? Are you happy? Were you? I think this is your first win. Yep. Yeah, I mean,
18 qualifying laps, mate.
So I think that's your first win. So congratulations to you. That was a well-deserved victory. We want to go on to Badger now. Badger, you did a good comeback drive, and you did finish on track P1, but you were dipped out due to penalties.
Yeah, so I thought I would be.
Talk us through your race.
I tried. Didn't get a great start, and then got bumped off the track at turn 1. I don't know what position I was after that, and it was just I could from there. Got stuck behind Ozone Leclerc for a good while, but I finally got past him and just no, didn't quite catch Jacko with the penalties I had. Good for him. Well done, mate.
Yeah, I mean, you did everything you could to try to catch back up. You did finish on track P1. So I think you should be happy there with P2.
Oh yeah,
Almost had a
definitely.
chance for a second win after you won in Baku by almost a minute. So yeah, good job on your end. Now we're gonna head down to Fatal Defiance. Overall, I guess you
Hi
could say
there.
a pretty decent race. Again, talk us through your race.
Oh, it started off a bit haphazard. First couple of corners, I lost half my front wing, and from then on, I was just like, this is going to be a bit of a pain. But when it started raining, I went to pit, put the inters on. I wanted my front wing to be changed. It didn't, which I'm thankful for, because everyone else was struggling with oversteer, and I was just like, turned into a corner, and it just went, so...
But yeah, you should be happy though. You were able to end up on a podium there. I mean, Ozone Leclerc was on track for what looked like the podium, but then he crashed out into Cops with like 10 laps to go. So
on the inters,
Still.
I caught him up on the inters because I think he'd killed his inters. I caught him up. He pitted. I didn't because I checked the weather. It's like 5 minutes to rain. There's no point pitting because. So I carried on.
yeah,
I
we
when
weren't
I-
too sure about the weather. We weren't sorry to cut you off there. We weren't too sure about the weather. I mean, me and Scott thought it was gonna rain, for like the rest of the race. So we were wondering why you three stayed out at first, but now it kind of all made sense too. So,
Yeah,
so you're gonna be happy though.
It
P3 for you.
was tight. Tell you
Yeah,
that, it was tight.
the tyre wear was getting a bit
Hairy. shall we say.
interesting.
Yeah.
But as the moment
Yeah.
it stopped raining, all three of us dived in the pits, and yeah,
But probably maybe a lap too early. A little bit.
yeah,
And
but
and
It's all
Jack
good.
and Badger both benefited with the doubt of the VSC at Fatal. I think you missed out on that because you were a little bit too far behind.
it helped me in one way. It let me get some of my ERS back.
Yeah.
That's always true.
The VSC had
But,
ended by the time I'd actually got to me pit box. But it still benefits.
So, congratulations to all three of you. Jack, you got your first win. Badger, good job. P1 on track. Again, second. You still got to be happy with that. Fatal, P3 for you. Scott, do you have anything to say?
Just well done to you three, and well done as well to Fatal Defiance. You actually beat the Toro Rossos, which you must be happy with.
Yes, those two guys are very quick.
I'll tell you what, I'm ecstatic to have that many, at least two people, or one between me and Ian. Everybody between
My driver of the day I'd have to say, Badger Source, you were definitely my driver of the day because you had the pace in the last part of the race. You managed to come back when you looked like you had zero chance of even winning the race.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Jack
I'm gonna have to
was blown
agree
away.
with you as well, Scott. I think my driver of the day also goes to Badger. I mean, we weren't too sure. I thought you were gonna be stuck behind Leclerc, but again, you managed to get around him. And then once the dry stint came along, you were
Can I just
flying
add?
in those softs.
That was probably one of the best overtakes I've ever done. He just tried to run me off the track, but I wasn't that.
And then he called me the N word when I sent a photo of a bottle into the
Yeah. It wasn't on stream though. It was in a chat that we're in. So.
Yeah, no. I did say before
But,
the race he was a bit brave trying the Williams.
Yeah, he was.
Anyway,
But he was up to P2 at one
Um,
point, so I was very surprised he was up there. But yeah, I'll let you finish this out, Scott.
thank you to Dpad Gaming Accessories for sponsoring this race, and all of the other races that are coming up towards the end of this week. We have the rest of the world here midnight on Saturday UK time, or on Sunday technically, and then we have Tier 1 and Tier 2 Sundays 7 and 8 p.m. F1 IRL 2 is where you can find the Tier 2 action, and that's at 7 p.m. Then Tier 1, the main event, is at 8 p.m. So hopefully you will join us for that, and until then, check out
Brain fight.
Colsey's came into chat. I don't want to read out what he said.
Well,
Because he's complaining about someone.
it's probably best you don't read out, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for Dpad Gaming Accessories for sponsoring this race, and thank you to F1 IRL for putting on a good race tonight. And until next time, we will see you later.